Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you back to the library of Ruina, where today we've got Hokma's Realisation to do and complete and to finish. God knows what this is going to be like. It can only lead to good things. So, who do I have for it? I have Nikolai, obviously. I have Maxium, because mass attacks for the giant massive the timed phase. I have Zhao, because mass attack for the timed phase. I have the purple tier, because guarding and mass attack for the time phase. And then finally, I've got name I cannot pronounce, Jan's page, because mass attack for the timed phase. So, this is gonna be horror. Let's upkeep my record of doing it first time every time! Tally-ho! What story are you hoping to hear from me this time? Hokma, is there anything you know around how the invitation works? Do you expect me to know it? Or are you merely wishing to confirm what you think is the answer? I may not be all-knowing, but is the same true for you? You two were always knowledgeable. The purpose of that facility, what needed to be done, you knew everything. And you said to us that you would not come down to where we were. Followed by a remark about how you hope we never have to face each other from now on. I find it rather alien and laughable that you are coming up here only now trying to converse with us. You previously asked me if I had a change of heart, but now I'd like to ask the same to you. If you won't answer me, I'll take my leave now. How harsh. Do you wish to have a conversation or not? Even though I am sure you did not have to bother in coming here, I will give you an answer as you wish. There can only be one answer. How was it possible for you to construct an architecture as intricate as the library from nothingness? Is there only one iteration of the perfect book you seek? Will it truly grant freedom? A book is no more than a vessel of the light. What's your point? You wish to move onward, but in truth what you've been doing is simply collecting the light along a course set by someone else. You could make much progress despite having little to no knowledge of the outside world, other than bits of second-hand information. That was made possible by the guidance of one person. The invitation is the guiding hand of your original. It is Carmen's auspices that you are under. Allspice, a divine or prophetic token. Alright. Assimilated with the light, Carmen is dictating for where you and your library should head. The invitation is sent to whoever she appoints, guiding them into this purgatory in an inescapable course of events. Angela, you seem to hold utmost faith in the invitation, which is especially particular considering that its choices are brimming with Carmen's own interpretations and deductions. You must have noticed this, at least vaguely. Are you trying to say that I can't escape from Carmen? Haven't you realized by now? You are a copy of Carmen, yet you can never be the same being as her. The time Carmen had seen and experienced was ingrained right into my head, in the form of knowledge and nothing more. I want to escape from Carmen's ascendancy. But then again, I'd be completely and absolutely alone if she leaves my side. You may still have certain others willing to keep company with you even after you have shaken off Carmen's grasp. Is that so? Who do you think would be willing to stay with me? That we do not know. I despise you all so much. I just wanted to erase all of you all. I didn't even want to bring you back in the first place if possible. But that was not an option for me, because Carmen interfered. She told me not to kill you, to give you another chance. Angela, do you truly think Carmen is responsible for stopping you? I believe otherwise. It is by your own will that the lives of the librarians and the guests are being retained. I wish to start over. I wish I could start over. Could there be a better way? Couldn't I pursue a path where at least one more person would meet a better outcome? What should I do? If someone's listening to me, tell me, please. Thank goodness the corridor gates worked just in time. Seed of Light scenario error. But please, open this door! Don't leave me to die here, please! Thanks, Angelica. You helped me realize how meaningful my work could be. Seed of Light scenario error. You're right, Lady Angela. Maybe I'm just a defect who can't do anything right. No, Malkuth, you are a precious little thing, and we all love you. I must thank you for giving us some room to breathe in this place. Seed of Light scenario error. I'm guessing we're gonna hear that a lot. I suppose I must obey your orders and abide by the principles. You're the only one who really gets me, Angela. Seed of Light scenario error. Why won't any of you understand me? Working with you makes me want to try just a bit harder, I gotta say. Seed of Light scenario error. No, Nedzak, you're not allowed to try hard. No, you have to be a lazy slop, and that's the end of it. What's the point? I bet you just want everyone to die. Seed of Light scenario error. Seed of Light scenario reactivated. Seed of Light scenario error. Seed of Light scenario reactivated. Seed of Light scenario error. Seed of Light scenario reactivated. Seed of Light scenario error. Seed of Light scenario reactivated. Seed of Light scenario error. Seed of Light scenario reactivated. Seed of Light scenario error. Seed of Light scenario reactivated. I was always alone, from the beginning to the end. It was foolish of me to believe that anyone would stay around. You lot, and I, we were just exploited and ditched. Such was the script. I tried time and time again at first. Even after a failure, I approached them again. Even when I failed, I did not despair. I was hopeful that something could change, that the situation could improve, that there might be a way. Sadly, after numerous repeats, my innocent mind had already worn out and gone cold. We couldn't build any kind of relationship in the first place. Oh, poor Angela. Instead, I piled up a towering evidence of books for me to read. Random assortments of letters, incoherent and intelligible messes of volumes. I scrounged through them, trying to find any meaning. Ceaseless, I read and read and read without a moment of respite. I thought at least one of them would give me the answer. The path I should take, the way to be free. But possibilities were only possibilities. Please, if anyone's by my side, tell me where I should go. I want to begin anew, to start again, along with the things that were abandoned, just like me. I don't want to be alone, please. Was it really vengeance that I wished for? I only wanted to be rewarded for everything I went through. Can I be forgiven for rendering everything null just so I can survive alone? This music's quite interesting. Very atmospheric. Will there be anyone left by my side at the end of it? The weight of my choice. I don't know anymore. I just want to forget it all. I pondered and pondered. The conclusion was always the same. I'll have to push through the resolution I made at first. As Carmen taught me, she whispered to me that the answer is written in the book, that it will teach me everything I want to know, all contained in the one perfect book, stitched and bound just for me. I have no choice but to believe in it, the words of the only one who remained by my side. Ooh! That's an interesting scenario. The one who remained by your side, no choice to believe in it, the one perfect book. Are we gonna turn Roland into a book, and it turns out Roland is the one perfect book? That would be an interesting scenario. I'm afraid. What the hell is that? That is not nothing that is not the burrowing heaven. That is not the blue star. That is not the whatchamacallit, price of silence. And that certainly is not one of the apothetes, which we obviously were assuming that you were going to be White Knight, and that's not that was the worst kept secret. That was the second worst kept secret, along with Binner becoming Apocalypse Bird. I'm afraid, if I embrace all of my past and lift it off my chest, what will be left of me? Up until now, my existence was based on my past sufferings. The long-cherished yearning for revenge was what led me here. But if I were to accept everything I went through as history, then what would I be? Better for it? Maybe I'll just end up being reduced to nothing. The things I want to know, the reason I want to keep living, it's all about vengeance. I'm scared I might lose the meaning of my life. That's why I'm too afraid to accept the past. You must accept the death of the past and reinvigorate yourself as you head towards the future, so that you can live on. No matter what conflicts, agonies, and regrets you may have in that process, you have to grow onward while facing the future and be born again. I had been chained to the past for too long, until this knowledge came to me. You may find yourself confused at the moment, but you will understand soon enough. Start the battle. Huh, that's an interesting start. We're gonna have to deal with that horrible thing soon, aren't we? Faith, huh? I don't really believe in stuff, come to think of it. Maybe there's something you believe in, even if it's not even if it's not anything grand. Well, whatever the belief is, it'll probably be in vain. Faith is bound to be challenged by irony. Right. Wait, she's on our side? And it devoured all chances of another... I missed that, I'll start again. Before someone committed a grave sin, everyone lived a painless and peaceful life. Did they? Did they really? Without a thing such as death, there was no fear. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Alas, the sin of one person, tainted with desire, gave rise to the emotion called fear. Huh. Alright. And it devoured all chances of another sprout budding. Okay. We are no different, suffering because of a single man. I suppose that makes sense. Before someone committed a grave sin, everyone lived a painless and peaceful life. Okay, let's read what all this stuff is then now, shall we? Profit. I'm guessing... No, you're only endured? Profit. Untargetable. Okay, that makes more sense. HP and stagger resist do not fall below 0. Place your trust in me. At the start of the scene, uses the combat page Baptism for the number of dead apothetes. Alright. From the end of the world, proceeds to the next phase after 12 apothetes have been defeated. Right. Undying. HP does not fall below 0. I will follow thee. Offensive dice gain +2 power against librarians afflicted with Revelation. Scythe Apostate prioritizes the librarian with the lowest HP. And they're all Scythe ones. Okay, who's got the lowest HP? Void and Hokma. So... Okay, straight to Hokma. True Salvation. If Patron Librarian dies, all librarians die with him. Well, that's gonna lead to some interesting problems, isn't it now? What are these? I shall preserve thee. Teach us. Inflict 4 fragile next scene. Well, that's not allowed to hit Hokma. Inflict 2 bleed. Okay, again, not really allowed to hit Hokma. I don't really know what to expect for this first fight. I won't deny. All I know is I probably need to just plain stop people from attacking Hokma as much as possible. Ineffective versus anything that isn't slashing. So I need to do slashing on them as much as possible. Right. In other words, someone needs to switch to slashing stance. Right, Hokma's going to be taking 1 attack, which is just a singular attack, which doesn't mean anything. Go! At least he would if he could dodge all the other attacks, you know? Good job! We do kinda need to semi-focus one person. As much as possible. In addition, their attacks are so minor for such a drastic effect, you know? Right, I actually got really bad for this one. Right, let's deal and take twice as much stagger damage on you. Just ready. Right. You really got 2 2s this time. Damn you to hell. All this needs is a lot of thought processing. Because most of their attacks are actually pretty damn weak. You know? What's your buff this time? Give an ally 1 strength. Okay, that can work. I just need to work out who's getting that strength. Right. You're getting attacked by... We just need to work out which are the most important things to block. Those 2 attacks, really important to block, same with that one. So that is what you need to focus in, you. You may be bleeding a little bit, Maxium, but you honestly don't care. Right, that's a double hit, that's a fragile, that needs to get removed. And actually, considering Maxium needs the bonus strength this turn. You have 4 attacks on you. 3 of which are the blocking attacks, so don't matter all too much. Okay, it's a good thing he's got 2 protection this scene as well. Isn't it? Do you gain protection for using or spending? Spending. Or gaining or spending, I should say. Well then let's have you ready up so you take less damage, shall we? Yeah, that seems like a good idea. I also just remembered you've got whatchamacallit, grit, so you'll take even less damage from that bleed. Good. Good enough. That's bad. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate again. I guess you're not allowed to get hit next turn. They're hitting quite hard, I notice. Right. One of them is dead. We just need to hit it. Give the target 1 protection and 1 stagger protection. They're mostly being defensive this turn. There's a couple of these big, massive bleed effects, which is annoying. This guy's got 3 staggers, so if I just hit him with something, he will get, before he attacks, he will get staggered. Such as, you know, winning a clash. So I don't need to worry about that. Alright. Let's see how this works out, shall we? Should hopefully work out quite well. What happens first? Well, something dies. That's what happens first. That gets staggered. It dies. You start making everything else bleed. That does no damage. Take you, Jan, for the protection. That thing now has erosion, meaning it'll take even more damage. Right. Next. Time is a death sentence for me. I mean, I've done 2 rounds and this video's already 35 minutes. This is already a 35-minute recording. Let that put into perspective how long it takes me to do each round. I'm gonna put the bloody wings on you again. Tell us, shall these things come of the world? What? I'm not even gonna try and read all that, if you don't mind. Recover HP and stagger resist of target by 10. I mean, thank you. Can you give it to Hokma? Affected by Revelation. No one here is affected by Revelation yet. So I'm not sure what it means by the Revelation. I don't know how you have +1 strength right now. Do you gain the effect of any prescript you use on the following turn? No, that can't be right, because I used the protection last turn. Right, let's just see how this ends up going. Yes, sure, 1 damage, 1 damage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there's 1 staggered little fellow. And now we can get all of our extra stuff that we have on him too. For charge and bonuses. I don't know why I'd use that attack. There was no point to. I knew it was going to die. The 3rd and 4th apostles. Okay, we're against a reset of apostles, are we? Your spear. Prioritizing targeting librarians with status ailments. Okay. Offensive dice gain power Offensive dice gain power by target's bleed. Right. Plus 2 more damage if the target has a status ailment. No one has a status ailment. So the 2 scythe ones are probably the big weakness right now, as they are the ones that deal... whatchamacallit. I could use this to just pretty much one-shot the whatchamacallit every turn. I think the baptism is required. Just because it actually seems like it'll be really useful. Although I'm not sure what the payoff for it is the issue. Also, can Artemis please just rank up in their goddamn emotion this turn? I don't think I can actually justify Hokma getting attacked by any more things. Is one of the issues I'm having. Alright, guys. Let's see how this ends up going, shall we? What's your bonus effect this turn? Ally draws a page, Hokma. Hokma does not have enough pages. In fact, that helped him significantly get the page he needed. Thank you, prescripts! Thank you! Everyone, go! Go screw yourself! Mr. Piercing, we're using Zao! And if Zao can do anything, it is piercing damage. Blocked! Okay, one of them is dead and gone. Next, I want penance on you. Just so that you get your negative thing now. We've got 2 staggered people now, making things significantly easier. You're also rank 2, which is what we like to see. Okay, guys, a lot is going on this round, and hopefully there should be a bunch of dead things by the end of it. So... my future is grim and dark, much like yours. It's so bleak, I can't see a thing ahead. Oh, different lines! Why didn't you say? Why are we chained to something like this? Can we not be freed? Maybe? I want to return to that place. A paradise I've never trodden before. Then how do you return to it if you've never trodden it before? To a place where there is no such thing as the end. There's no such place. You could try and proceed, but only death will await you at the end of it. Maybe that's the reason for that fear. I feel no fear. My future is grim and dark, much like yours. It's so bleak I can't see a thing ahead. Huh. Alright. Why are we chained to something like this? Okay. That's what you said before. I really don't like how little HP you've got right now, Hokma. May I say that? Good block. Good block. And that's staggered. That's dead. Very dead. That's dead. And that's dead. I killed all of them in one round. The 5th apostle said onto him, blah, 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 blah. And so he passed, blah, 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 blah. But there was a certain man called the 7th, blah, 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 blah. Then the 8th, blah, 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 blah. Alright then, he's starting to grow. You may try and proceed, but only death will await you at the end of it. Maybe that's the reason for the fear. Say what else you want to say. Place your trust in me. I am the only one who can help you. I'm not convinced by that. Why are we chained to something like this? Can we not be freed? I mean, we probably can. You harbor suspicion. Do not worry. That makes me worry. To a place where there is no such thing as the end. God damn it. You could try and proceed, but only death will await you at the end of it. Maybe that's the reason for the fear. For that fear. And that's it. Okay. Alright, what have we got? 3 staff. And staff. Well, how's the staff work? Oh, it doesn't have a special rule, does it? Well, let's try and avoid people attacking Hokma, considering he's not allowed to die. You do not attack Hokma with those abilities. That's worrying, honestly. How many attacks have you got on you? That and that. So in other words, now is probably a good time to Serpentine Wall. And then you can Smoking Pipe, another one. Inflict 3 feeble next turn. Oh wait, your attacks are all guns. Ooh, that's worrying. Feeble. Oh no, feeble's the attack, but the attack negative. That's bad. What do I have here? Strength and page draw. We're kind of mostly good for page draw, honestly. I'm not sure if you should be dying right now, by the way, Angela. The fact your HP is falling below the 0 mark is a tad bit on the concerning side. Okay, guys. Hopefully Hokma doesn't get attacked, and if he does, well, it doesn't really matter because he's resistant to the piercing all the same. So, it's mostly you going full ham, which I'm interested in the success rate of. You know? Jesus Christ, that success rate. Well, that was unfortunate. Everyone's healing up and stuff like that. Zhao is becoming a god, apparently. I guess that's the power of being ego gift, isn't it? Yeah, that did a whole lot of nothing. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. If I get that, whatchamacallit loses his bonus. So let's give him Martyr instead. The 9th Apostle cried something. I've just realized this entire fight is this. I basically have full faith this turn that these guys are kind of dead. Because of simple fact, the ground pound. The ground pound is enough. So, go. That was like 103 stagger damage, I think I saw then. And that's the final dead apothate. Perfect. So that's going to be all 12. Which thus worries me. I have not chosen you 12. Is one of you the devil? Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Well, damn, I didn't want to face it ever again. No one who seeks salvation is normal here. And it's a hassle to deal with the blind ones. There's got to be a way to refute religion, though. And it will be such a harsh thing to do. The disobedience of one has caused the many to become sinners. Right. I have not manifested myself in such a form to lay judgment. Really, are you sure about that? Ye who are full of blessings, rejoice, for I am with thee. I shall be with thee as I relieve you of the fear of the horrifying death. Or you're just going to bestow that on us. Ye will gain a free body, free of such corruption. So how could I deny that this is salvation? Accept my grace, and I shall bury your errors in the past. Ye who are drenched in sin, rise and face me. Disobedience of one has caused many to become sinners. I have not manifested myself in... Okay, now we're back to the beginning. So... Suspended. Becomes indefinitely staggered if HP falls to 2 or lower. Can only recover from stagger when Paradise Lost uses a combat page that resurrects the apostate. Otherwise, you're the same. Okay. Paradise Lost, endured versus everything. The time has come. Uses the combat page, rise and serve me on the first scene. Starting with the third scene, uses combat page, I am thy savior, every 3 scenes. Rise my guardians, rise and serve me. Summons 2 apostate guardians on the second scene. Rise and serve me. Patron librarian cannot redirect this page. Oh, patron librarian cannot redirect it. Targeted librarian dies at the end of the scene. Give 1 strength and endurance and haste to a random ally next scene. So I'm guessing... I love how your stats are 666. That is such a play on everything. Credit to Project Moon for that. Just credit to them. So... who do I want to die? I'm suspicious, because I get the feeling I'm not going to be allowed to just... you know, redirect both attacks, am I? Reverence. At the end of the scene, take 5 stagger damage and lose this status ailment. And lose 1 stack of this status ailment. Oh, okay. And this is them getting +2 bonus versus that status ailment, isn't it? This ought to be interesting then, if that's the case. I mean, +2 is a lot, but I've got +3 strength, +2 enduring, etc., etc. at the moment, so... alright. We're ready. I doubt this is gonna work. And that you're gonna die, someone else is gonna die. But... I give it a go all the same! Right, yeah, those are ranged. I forgot about that. The fact Hokma has so little stagger now is really concerning to me. Well done there, Maxium! Well, that's one extremely dead corpse. Okay, you killed 2 random people. I knew it. I mean, at least it was... Oh, wait, it was the guy that was giving us buffs. That's bad. What's this? Guardian, at the start of the scene, gives 5 protection and stagger protection to Paradise Lost. If this character is suspended, Angela's resistance has changed to fatal next scene. The character will not give her protection and stagger protection until they recover. Reborn has the same combat resistances as the Librarian. Okay. Are you the same? You are the same. Right. Give 3 endurance to Paradise Lost next scene. I'm really starting to guess I do actually need to kill the bastard. The issue is I can't exactly kill them. You know? Alright, let's just see how this goes. Do I want to do the double burn? I might actually, but it costs so much light, which they're kind of running out of. I mean, I could also just accept that they get hit by and lose a speed dice, which wouldn't be that problematic, and just, you know, do the Raging Storm of Love. That could work. Screw it, just go. Nice. Nice. Alright, there's no weaknesses this time. Only strengths. Oh, thank God you've recovered some stagger. And then Zhao's just on a godly rampage. As Zhao does. More of a godly rampage. Jesus. If this character is suspended, reduce the resistances. Right. Mass attack. Resurrect a suspended apostle next scene. Inflict a random character damaged by this page with Revelation. Right. So... it's guaranteed 7. You say. You're doing 1 attack. Oh, hip hip hoorah. It does stagger damage, right? Zhao takes reduced stagger damage from this point of damage. The issue is, I'm not sure if I should kill this guy, because then... or whatever. Because then they won't... he might get resurrected himself. You know? You do have 3 protection at least, which should help you a fair bit, Hokma. Right, let's go. Let's see how this works, shall we? Good. Hokma, please roll. Fuck. Damn it, Hokma. That is really bad. You have 82 burn. And you're attacking Hokma. Majoritively. I mean, technically, if we, once again, if we stagger this person again using Zhao, then they're gonna take an awful goddamn ton of burn, start taking an awful goddamn ton of burn, aren't they? Is Zhao going to burn them to death? I can't help but wonder. Is that what this is leaning towards? Well, you also know what? In theory, you're also very fatal to everything right now. So now might be another perfect time for Maxium to do another good old-fashioned hammer down smash murder. Yeah? Yeah. In fact, I don't even need you to attack that guy with... Actually, yes, I do. Otherwise, it attacks Hokma. Right. Touche, Hue, and hammer down. 70-odd damage to Ruina, to Mr. Big and Nasty. Not bad, really. Awesome. That's unfortunate. Oh, but it's dead now, at least. And you're not resurrecting anything this turn. And... oh, you're no longer fatal. That was a one-turn thing. Maybe I should have just Jin-Yoon you. But you've got 170 watt 4 burn on you, so... I mean, that says a lot. You just go... it is just stacking and burning up. And... wow, Zhao. This is actually kind of ridiculous. I feel guilty. Alright, guys. Let's just see how this goes, shall we? That's unfortunate, but we got the bonuses all the same, so it doesn't matter all too much. The fact that Mr. Big and Nasty is whatchamacallit, endured versus everything, is practically meaningless with the amount of sheer burn on the bloody prick. But especially with the fact that burn just keeps going higher, if I deal 7 damage to you, you lose. That is how ridiculous this is. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad. This should not be like this, should it? Alright, go. Good block. Zhao doesn't give a damn. Hokma, you're gonna lose the second one again? Ooh, you're not. You actually resisted it. Well done. Well, now I just need to deal 7 damage. There's 2. Ooh, you got a chance. You have a chance. We're working them down. There's the 6 damage. You're now burnt to death. Wow. I'm pretty sure this is not meant to be like this. Oh, did it just restart? Did we do it wrong? Where did we... Hokma, sir, is there another way we can do this? We ought to keep our faith with unwavering resolve. The horrendous life brought on by the sins of one... Ye lot, none of you can leave my side until I permit you. Okay. I want to start over from the beginning. That's all I want. Ha. You're going to march toward the future when you aren't even certain of how it will turn out. Yes! That's called life. It was a choice I made to survive. There was nothing more I could do. You could have done it better. I'm too afraid to see what awaits me next. Yet still, I want to live. The horrendous life brought on by the sins of one person, I shall make it right. Ye lot, none of you can leave my side until I permit it. Until I permit you. Okay, so are we almost done then? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So you're doing nothing, and you're doing... We're all staggered. On you, stagger all librarians. Librarians, other than the patron librarian, die at the end of the scene. If we're all staggered, does that not mean we guarantee death and we lose? Is this vengeance for burning you to death? Did you not like burning at the stake like the absolute heretic that you are? I feel I need a picture of, like, a Sister of Battle right now, towards my attitude of Angela, of how this fight went. But let's just press play and see what happens. Oh! 0 damage happened. Protected, 101. Stagger protection, 0. 100. You're going to march toward the future when you aren't even certain of how it will turn out. Okay, so... Mass attack. Behold my power. This just seems like a cutscene at this point in fight form. So, Hokma, religious, blessed Hokma, Crown of Thorns, gain permanent 100 protection and 100 stagger protection for this battle. Right. Okay. Let's see what happens. Nothing. 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 Screw you. Okay. So. I have 1 attack. Penance. Mass attack. This deals... this... What are you doing? Fear thou not. Oh no, madam. You should definitely fear. You should definitely fear the might that is Hokma. Alright? Go. What just happened? Well, that looked fun. Really? Right now? Well, I mean, at least the hostile call happened right at the end. I'm just gonna pause a moment and see what that was about. And I'm back. So let's take a look at these particular events and see what they are. Confession. Fully recover status resist and purge all status ailments. Also applies to staggered librarians. That's... If you can get that at the right time, that's very powerful. For the duration of the reception, take 2 less stagger damage from attacks. Very nice. Baptism. Add a baptism page to hand. Cost 2. On play. Return to hand. Target recovers 6 HP and gains 1 endurance this scene. Once per scene. Interesting card. I suppose that's a really way to amplify the buff your allies type card. It would work really well with Yan, potentially. But actually, no, it wouldn't, because it's an awakening, not a breakdown. So, yeah. Advent. For the duration of the reception, restore 1 additional light at the start of the scene. If the selected librarian also has the abnormality page, Baptism, its effect is enhanced. Target recovers 2 HP and gains 2 endurance this scene. So in other words, you can use baptism for free, but you don't generate light anymore. Huh. Interesting way to do it. Okay, what are the other pages then? Guardian. As long as there are other allies that can be targeted, the selected librarian will not be the target for attacks. Alright, so I suppose that would work really well with whoever you give the back attack ability to. If this character is alive, at the end of the reception, resolve an extra book from every guest defeated. That is stupid. That is stupid. This is the grindy... So Hokma's now the grinding floor, apparently. Divine Power. While this character is alive, all other allies gain 2 protection every scene. If this character has used White Knight's ego page, allies also absorb incidences of 3 or less damage. So effectively you have protection 5. Cool. Apothate. Apostles. While this character is alive, all other allies deal 2 to 7 additional damage with attacks. If the character has used baptisms 12 or more times this reception, allies also gain +1 power. That will likely never happen because of the fact that fights rarely last 12 scenes. Like, for example, did my fight against White Knight then last any more than like 15 scenes? And that's a ginormous fight. So, yeah, I get the gimmick, but the practicality is lackluster. Alright, so what are these then? Heaven. Seal a speed die of the target next scene. Sweet! Dead Silence. Gain a speed die for the next scene. Sweet! Sound of a Star. Summation. On hit. Deal damage and stagger damage equal to half the user's current stagger resist. Sweet! That's a lot of extra bonus damage. Penance. Mass attack. On use, all allies recover 15 HP and stagger resist. That's really cool as well. I mean, it's expensive, but it's a massive recovery page, so... Paradise Lost. Synchronize with White Knight. For the next 3 scenes. I'm sorry, they made White Knight a synchronize? All other allies transform into apostates for the synchronization duration. The apostates cannot be controlled or defeated. If an apostate's HP falls to 1, they cannot act until the synchronize is disengaged. The apostates transform back into librarians once the synchronization is disengaged. That's what you call cheat. That's what you call cheating. Well then. I resent you, Benjamin. I understand, yet I do not. It is unlikely for one's thoughts and interests to perfectly co-align with another's. That may be the reason my mentor, I, and the rest of us ultimately failed. I was the one who ruined your plan. Why are you being so complacent? I think that's meant to be complacent with me now. Could it be that our faiths and translations did overlap for once? The Sephiroth may be helping you despite regaining their memories, perhaps because of that. What? Are you not taking pity on me? One could call it that. To elaborate on this matter in my own words, I believe each of us is understanding you for different reasons. It helped that we could feel a glimpse of your pain when we were in the light. Don't make me laugh. So it's just pity wrapped in fancy words. Angela, I am of the belief that sympathy and love are no different from each other. At the end of the day, sympathy motivates one to understand the circumstances of others and reach out to them to make their lives better. How can I not acknowledge it as a form of love? You could call love pity, and you could call pity love at the same time. And besides, don't you have sympathy yourself, Angela? You sought at the end of your endeavor to give freedom to all of us who are chained in this cycle. As much as I still envy and hate you to death, we do share a history of being subject to manipulation. Think of it as a small side benefit I happen to be able to grant. You are still awfully dishonest. Anyway, thank you. Aww. Well, all that's left is Roland. And who knows what the hell's gonna happen with that. Is it gonna happen? It's definitely gonna happen. The question is, how is it gonna happen? The question is still gonna be, what's this? And I still say it's going to be the notes of the crazed researcher. I still put that in my theory for what it's going to be. The notes of the crazed researcher. Because this is very clearly all about Carmen and Aelin. Anyway, looks like that's the end of the episode for today, everyone. And what do you know? I did it first time. Ha 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 ha. So what can I say other than thank you all for joining me today. I've been your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that until then, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.